Peace, my beautiful souls. So I'm doing some shadow work in this journal that was gifted to me a while back. It's called A Journey Within, and it's pretty much shadow work prompts, is how I take it. And right now, this one asked, it says, write about a time you were tired of giving up and took action. How did it all work out? And it made me think back to the beginning of my journey when the day I ended things with my ex-wife, and I really was tired of giving up on myself personally at that time, and I started to take action on me, devoting myself to me and myself emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually. And it just made me think that was for real, the real starting point. The old me, when I would have breakups, I would get super depressed and just let myself go, not take care of myself, probably just sit there and get drunk and cry and do all these things. And I remember that day, when she left, when she finally left after packing her things and stuff, I was just crying and crying. But I was at that, a little bit before we broke up, I had started working on myself a bit. I started doing yoga and trying to or meditating and stuff like that. So I was I can't just lay here and cry. So I remember getting up and bawling my eyes out and doing yoga, working out and just making myself push through and letting myself feel all of these emotions, but not just sit there and soak in it, and then it's asking how did it work out, and it makes me think me choosing me, even what happened in the relationship that caused it to really end, was still me again tired of accepting things, accepting whatever type of abuse, physical, emotional, from anybody. I was just tired of giving up on myself, truly, in so many different ways. And it's worked out for me in a whole bunch of other different ways. I've had beautiful experiences since then, so much growth, I got to start traveling the world. I got to find new confidence in me that I've never had before, independence that I've never had before, but I remember it was so scary for me. I was so attached and codependent, and I was always scared of being by myself. And I know that I still have that fear in me a little bit, and I'm still working on that and stuff, but I remember it being so scary, and I didn't want to be wrong again, of thinking this was the person I was going to be with, and then again having another breakup. But it just makes me think and want to share with you guys, because sometimes we're so scared to do these things and let certain people go, or let things go, because we're scared of the outcome. But there's so many beautiful things on the other side of fear, is something that I love to say. And I'm so grateful that I was tired of giving up on myself. I'm so grateful for choosing me and pushing through that fear and sticking to it, because it was hard. It was so hard for me to make that decision. It was I was embarrassed, I was sad, I was angry, but then I was also I cannot keep doing this to myself. I can't keep giving up on myself and making myself these promises of not doing it again. It's 22:33 right now. 10 hours later. Shoot, I was just tired of giving up on myself, making all these promises, I'm not gonna stay with this person if they do this again. I would do that to myself all the time, be with somebody and they would do these things that would hurt me or disrespect me, and I'm if they do it again, I'll leave. If they do it again, I'll leave. And even with her, I would do that. And then that time I was no, I need to stick to my word to myself. It's 22:33, 66. I've been seeing double numbers and number 0 number, or number 1 number. I know y'all get what I'm saying. I think y'all do. Anyways, seriously. But yeah, I really love this prompt because it makes me think that, and it really pushed me on this journey. It started my whole journey, and it's just a beautiful thing. It's okay to be afraid to let people go, to let things go, but I highly, if you needed a sign, If you're in some type of similar situation, this is your sign to do it. And not that it's going to be easy, because none of my journey like since then has really been easy, but I'm so grateful, and I would never like turn back. I would never make another like a different choice. The choice I made to like not give up on myself, it's one of the best decisions I've ever made in my entire life. And once again, it's not easy, and sometimes I do revert back to my old patterns. Sometimes I stay with people longer than I should, but I don't want to do that. And I also want to say, don't apologize, or I don't want to apologize either, for letting yourself fall in love and realizing like, okay, yes, I fell in love, yes, I love this person, but this person is also not for me. That is okay. Like, that is more than okay. And I met someone, a friend, a few months ago, and she said, she said something, I love to let myself fall in love, or I always allow myself to fall in love. And it made me think about that, and it really is a beautiful thing. Don't let anybody shame you, don't shame yourself. But again, you can fall in love and not have to stay with that person. You know what I'm trying to say? Because sometimes we think because we have fallen in love and created this whole idea, we have to stay with that person, and we get ourselves like all caught up. Or that job, that thing you wanted to create, that idea, whatever the case may be. Once again, we're always supposed to be changing and evolving. So sometimes we really want to do something or be with somebody, and that changes, and that's okay. You know, yeah, I encourage you to do the question, to answer the question, or do the prompt. Once again, it says, I'm gonna put it in the caption, but write about a time you were tired of giving up and took action. How did it all work out? But yeah, and then there's a quote. It said, I haven't read it yet. I had no idea that history was being made. I was just tired of giving up. And that is so true, because once again, I had no idea what was going to happen in my life, like how the heck it was going to go. And still, you never know. And sometimes that's the thing that holds us back. We're so afraid of the unknown that we just stay stuck. Don't do it. Just keep going. So many beautiful things on the other side of fear. And know that you are strong enough. We are strong enough to handle whatever comes our way, even if it feels like we're not. Like, seriously. Such a beautiful thing. I'm really so grateful. And it makes me think back to I've been in a lot of relationships since I was young, and everyone, like, I would get so scared to leave, because I'm like, another thing too, I think is a part of us, like, having an underlying fear of like we're not good enough, or we won't find someone to treat us how we truly are worthy of being treated, or give us everything that we want. And it's a lie that we're telling ourselves. It's again fear. Don't believe that voice. You will find who it is that is like you're really truly aligned with in every way, and gives you everything you want and need. And another big thing is figuring out what exactly it is you want, and knowing again it's okay if that changes, you know. And it all starts from within us. Like, we have to give ourselves that before we can get it from somewhere else, or a job, or anything if you get what I'm saying. We tend to settle a lot, and I know we've seen that a lot growing up in other people's relationships or jobs. Like, people settle. You don't have to settle. Yeah, I love you. Happy healing.